This is vlog number 2 in a 2-part vlog series, and in this vlog I'm going to tell you about Madison. Madison is a piece of fiction. She's a character that I created. She started out as a girl named Elizabeth, a 5-year-old girl who was a migrating berry worker, and the story was told from her point of view. She has since evolved into Madison. She's got about 7 stories devoted to her. Some of them are from her perspective, and some of them are from people in her lives, like their perspective. So there's one from a boyfriend that she had when she was in college, there's one from her mom, there's one from her grandmother, and so on. So it kind of gives a broader range of who Madison is and what her impact is on people, and also those people's influence on her and how they kind of shaped her and helped her grow. Whenever anybody reads a Madison piece, their first question is always, are you Madison? And I always say, you know, Madison is my creation, but yeah, to an extent, she is me. There's a lot of her, a lot of me in her, but Madison is braver and stronger, and she's kind of everything that. She encompasses what I wish I could be, and then she also has flaws that probably mirror some of my flaws. So anyways, what I thought I would do is kind of read just a couple of excerpts here to give you an idea of who Madison is, and that's just kind of how I'm going to leave it off. So I've got 3 that I'm going to read you, and then I will let you go. They're real short. I'm just going to read like a paragraph. The first one is from A Box of Memories. Box of Memories is about when her mom dies, and she kind of has a flashback to when she was a child. And it's a pretty sad story. None of these really end with that happy, you know, everything's all cleared up and we can go on with a smile on our face. Okay, they're not, because that's not how life really is. So here it goes. My mother died a week ago. She was only 45. I can't really say that I was shocked to hear my youngest brother James say the words to me. We all expected her to go early, and maybe a little surprised that she even lasted that long. Mom was just one of those people who chose the hard road when the easy one was so accessible to her. I always guessed it was the excitement of it all that tempted her so much, but like anything else in life, it didn't last. I guess one day she woke up and found herself the mother of 4 children, the ex-wife of 4 men, and the girlfriend of a man that ranked no higher than the idiots before him. He died in a car accident 3 years ago. And what comes out of this story is at the very end, what she realizes is that her mother actually really loves her in her own way. She kept a pretty big secret from her, and as she leaves, you know, she says, I drive away from her trailer and begin to mourn the loss of my mother, which is a big step for her because she doesn't have a very good relationship. And again, there are definite correlations between Madison and myself. The next one, Finding Identity, is it's a story about when Madison's grandmother died, somewhat. It's also where she meets Jason, and Jason is a central character in some of the other stories. There's actually, the next piece I'm going to read you is from Jason's point of view, and Jason is not who she ends up with. That's Mark, but we're not going to read any of those. So I'm just going to read you this. This is just the description, the setup of when she first sees Jason. Madison watched him walk across the wooden floor. She looked him up and down, noticing his dark, curly hair. It was shaggy, and she found herself longing to run her fingers through the thick curls. He took a seat 2 chairs down. She quickly diverted her eyes back to the amber-colored beer. Madison picked it up and took a small drink before gently setting it back down on the cherry-colored bar. She took a cigarette out of the gold and silver pack and twisted it between her thumb and index finger before placing it between her lips to light it. As she inhaled, Madison felt the smoke fill her lungs and wondered why she felt so much comfort from the little stick of death. Rolling her eyes, she exhaled the smoke and watched as it danced above her in the light until fading away within the already existing smoke that hung just below the ceiling. Okay, so in this, her and Jason become pretty close, and there's some things that she discovers about herself that are important to other stories, and Jason does make a reappearance, which is the last excerpt that I'm going to read to you. This last piece is the final piece in the whole work, and Madison passes away. She's killed in a car accident. I know, what a horrible thing to do to her, right? But she had to end at some point, and this was the only way that I could, you know, when in doubt, just kill them off, right? So, but there's a lot that comes out of this story, and this is told from Jason's point of view, who the poor guy is a reporter and ends up, you know, getting called out to the scene, and it ends up being Madison. So Jason covered, and this is at the end, so the very end. Jason covered his face with his hands and cried. He cried because even after she left, she still wasn't gone. She was never quite gone, but now she was. He felt emptiness and warmth fill his insides all at once. He knew that he would never get over her death, just as he had never gotten over her life. He wiped the tears away and picked up another picture. He smiled as he looked down at the still memory of Madison that he held delicately between his fingers. It was the Madison that taught him so much about life. She taught him how to love again after his heart had been broken. She taught him how to let go of what couldn't be. She taught him that life doesn't control you, you control life, and your choices are yours, and yours alone. She was always amazing with her tempting smile and her bright eyes and her loud, sometimes obnoxious laugh. She was strong, independent, and caring, and at that moment, however brief, he wasn't sad that she was gone, but filled with an overwhelming happiness that he had had the opportunity to know and love such an amazing person. The actual final piece in this is a journal entry written by Madison, and so you get something a little bit deeper than what she shows the rest of the world, and it makes me sad. But okay, so that's who Madison is, and that's what I do in my spare time, and when I'm not mothering, writing, teaching, grading, everything else. I work on her, and she gives me something. So okay, I'm sure that was too long again, but that's how it goes. So final vlog, no more vlogs. Okay, bye. I gotta turn the camera off. Bye.